You know, setting these up like this actually took a surprisingly long amount of time. But welcome back, everyone. So I put up on Facebook that I was going to be putting up a new lore video today, and here it is. So, for the first part of this video, any kind of lore you're going to want to look up, you're going to want to look up what the Codex Astartes is. The Codex Astartes, for anyone who is interested. Because that's the first part. But to give it a very brief overview, the Primarch Rabute Gilliman put out a thing called the Codex Astartes, which outlined how Space Marine chapters should conduct battle. And the Space Marine chapters all basically decide amongst themselves individually if they wanted to give a shit about that or not. And so when it comes to military organization, it's a big part of the lore of each Space Marine chapter. So, mine. They kinda care. They use it as an outline to build upon themselves. So, unlike what the Codex says, they currently have 12 battle companies that at full strength will have 100 members. They're not giving themselves a set cap on how many battle companies or members they can have. Because according to the Codex Astartes, only a Space Marine chapter can only have 1,000 members. But they don't care much about that. So they will recruit as many men as they think they need. They technically have a 13th company, but it's not a regular battle company. They have a company called the Reaper Company, which is led by their Master of Sanctity. For that, look up what are chaplains and the Master of Sanctity. And unlike the color scheme here, the Reaper Company is decked out in all black armor. And the faceplate of these guys? Yeah, man. Will you focus? Probably not. There we go. The faceplate, the part right beneath the eye where the vents are, all of his armor is black except that it's white. Now, the Reaper Company is the elite of the chapter. There is no set number that they need or that they work towards. If you meet the qualifications and impress someone in the chapter, you are put in the Reaper Company. And again, it's the only company not led by a battle captain. Also, one thing that they do not follow with the Codex Astartes is when it comes to the first company. Now, typically, the first company is reserved for veterans, and in the first company is when you'll see things like a lot of your heavier armor sets, bigger weapons, bigger everything. But they don't follow that. Instead, veterans are placed within existing battle companies and serve as a senior soldier type role, more like a pseudo leadership and guiding role within the company. But they don't have a company just for veterans. So currently, the chapter is standing at a little over 1,000 members because despite having 12 battle companies, seeing as these guys fight for a living, not all the battle companies are at full strength. The Reaper Company itself is currently sitting at around 40 members, while the rest of the companies, though it varies, are sitting around maybe 70 members each. 70 to 80, depends. But it all comes up to a little over 1,000. And they are still growing. But as for the deviations from the Codex Astartes, that's about it. There are little details here and there. But overall, that's it. Now as to the Homeworld. Now, throughout all the Indomitus Crusade, despite being an established chapter from the beginning, throughout all the Indomitus Crusade, they were a crusading chapter, which means they didn't have a homeworld, that they existed solely on their battle barges and just went around the galaxy. However, since the Indomitus Crusade, they have since set up a home base, a fortress monastery on the planet called Solaris 4, which, like many Space Marine chapters, set up on a feral world. And that is also where they do all of their recruiting. Feral worlds particularly make very good recruits for Space Marines. Because, well, on a feral world, you're more likely to find battle-hardened warriors. And the Space Marines are seen as almost pseudo-angelic or pseudo-deific, I think is the proper term, to the people. They're seen as emissaries from their gods. And rather than try to quash this belief, they use it to their advantage. Because despite believing in the Imperial truth, another video to look up, what is the 40K, what is the Imperial truth? But despite believing in the Imperial truth, they do not try to convert the beliefs of these ferals, instead using it to their advantage to hold grand melees between the tribes of people. And the winners, or any that make an impression, and any who succeed any kind of trial, will be seen as being ascended and joining their gods, in which they are never seen again. After becoming a Space Marine on the planet of Solaris, no member of the chapter is allowed to remove their helmet. None can know that they are really mortal men. Well, mortal men. So, I blanked out. So, none of them can know that they are mortal men. And because of this, they tend to not really take their helmets off just about anywhere. That's going to be my lore excuse for not having to paint faces. Because I can't paint eyes yet. Plus, the helmets look awesome. I love the look of the helmets in these guys. But yeah. So, their homeworld, their military organization as related to the Codex Astartes. But that's all I have for today. Next week, or maybe in a few days, I'm not entirely sure, I'll put up another video going over a little more. And hopefully, my next video will be me actually showcasing some units that I've built, or I'm going to build, or I'm going to paint. Because it's been killing me this week that I haven't been able to do anything. So, now you guys are stuck just looking at the same 10 assholes. But, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.